Financial crisis in Puerto Rico has left the island buried in $70 billion in debt, and the government just has one bond sale to finance its fiscal deficit. Puerto Ricans are leaving the island at a near record rate. The mass exodus seen in the 2000s is the worst since almost 500,000 people have left in the 1950s. After growing up gradually up to 2009, Puerto Rico's population has since dropped nearly 10%. And what makes it even worse is highly educated people are leaving for better opportunities elsewhere. Nitza Soledad Perez has the story.
At least they haven't lost their festive spirit, despite having to abandon the island where they were born and raised, Puerto Rico. According to the U.S. Department of Commerce census, it has estimated that in the past 2 years, more than 80,000 Puerto Ricans left the island nation. Some question, why would locals leave a place that has been described as a Caribbean paradise?
I couldn't find a job in any of the newspapers in Puerto Rico, so a friend called me and she had a job here in Fort Lauderdale, and I said yes.
Melvin Felix is part of the recent exodus of Puerto Ricans, many relocating to the state of Florida in hopes of a better future. It's only a 2-hour flight away. The weather is not that cold, and newcomers can always find flavors of their culture and rhythms of home in Florida. They even have a small version of the island's most popular street festival. And once the music fades, reality kicks in. This young lawyer left the island almost 4 years ago, and after a short stay in Washington, D.C., she established her own law firm in Miami.
Well, it was a very tough choice because all my family's in Puerto Rico. I grew up in Puerto Rico, but it was a point in my career where I could not do anything more that I was doing. I was working in a big firm in Puerto Rico, and it was a great experience while we had stuff to do. But when the economy hit rock bottom, the firm, as well as other firms in Puerto Rico, didn't receive any work, any referrals.
Some analysts and lawmakers agree that the economy and lack of opportunities are part of the exodus.
The primary cause of this mass migration is economic. Over the last 10 years or so, I think it's been the rise in unemployment, poverty, and lack of economic opportunities that have led more and more Puerto Ricans to leave the island.
Every day, the governments are getting smaller. And in Puerto Rico, for the last 10 years, we have made a bigger government. Therefore, you have more people dependent on government versus having an industry that will take care of those jobs.
Puerto Rico's unemployment rate is at 15.2%, more than double the U.S. national average. A recent local poll suggests that more than 90% of the residents of the island are discouraged with the social and economic future of Puerto Rico. A strong indicator that more skilled workers will or might consider relocating to the United States. We headed to the University of Puerto Rico to get a sense of how the soon-to-be professionals of the island feel about their future prospects. What are your plans once you finish your degree?
To leave. I plan to keep studying, but not here.
Why?
Because just like the others that have left, I feel that there are no opportunities for people like me that are into humanities and social sciences. So we have to go.
So what is the government of the island nation doing to stop the brain drain?
What can we do? Exactly what we're doing. We're taking some fiscal reforms, dramatic fiscal reforms. We are looking at ways of generating new economic activity. We're going through the adjustment period of a new economy on the island. We also need, and I would encourage the United States government to rethink its tax policy towards Puerto Rico. I think a little help would come in handy right now.
Many Puerto Ricans interviewed for this story are waiting for the tide to turn.
If you would have a job offer in Puerto Rico, would you go back? Absolutely, 100%. I miss Puerto Rico so much, and yes, I would go back.
Nitza, Soledad Perez, CCTV, San Juan, Puerto Rico.